It's always a good show when we start with technical difficulties. And we're back.
Are we here? Are we good?
Me and you were back. Michael Skaggs was, I swear to God, he was just here. I'm not lying. He was here a minute ago.
He was.
Now he's not.
He was talking to us.
He froze, and I thought he was playing a joke on us, but he's not. But hey, we're back. Episode 48, Outline and Color. I am your host, Matt Musselwhite. This is my co-host, Bryan Kern.
What up? How? I mean, I'm kind of nervous. We did have a guest. Now we don't. I don't know where he went.
Oh, he said his internet dropped, so he'll be right back. Let's just go ahead and get the cat out the bag, Bryan. You have COVID. How the fuck did that happen, and why aren't you wearing a mask?
Well, because I'm inside by myself, so don't need to wear a mask. And yeah.
Bit rude, isn't it, mate? I mean, I'm here.
Had it for about 10 days.
Hold on. Keep talking. I need to put a hat.
Had it for about 10 days. I talk about this more on my podcast, the Common Chaos Podcast. You guys should check that out. Episode will be out.
And we're back. Episode 48. And
I was like, oh no, the show's over. We both got booted.
And we got Skaggs back. See, I wasn't lying.
Yeah,
I swear I wasn't lying.
That was hilarious timing.
Oh, dude, right at the beginning, yeah. Everyone jumped in and was like, you guys are lying. You don't even have him. It's true. We're just lying.
It's true.
Every week is a new lie.
It is.
Wow, you even
what's up,
sent a
Skaggs?
video to like prove that you got disconnected. I didn't think you were lying.
Hey, that's a little.
The timing. The
I call
timing
bullshit.
was. The timing was so like coincidental. I felt like you needed the video for proof.
No, you for sure. You were for sure about to ghost us, bro. I get it. It's cool.
He got nervous, bro. Whatever, it happens. We were just discussing about Bryan. He actually has COVID right now, so put your mask on.
Damn,
son of a
dude.
bitch didn't. I can't believe it. Is it because you still working at the mall? Are you a mouth breather? Did you go to a Toby Keith show at Sturgis or something? Like,
So we're doing the timeline, right? And I'm almost positive. Well, I am positive, COVID positive. No, I'm almost positive that I got it in one of two spots, either in an AM/PM during the electrical outage. That was
do you
one of
get
the
your
only
gas at
places open.
AM/PM? Because that shit's water.
No, but they were one of the only places open, and we had to grab water and shit. It was when all the electricity and power.
So I just went to the
was out.
gas pump and I poured it into a jug.
And we had the freeze, and it was funny because everybody had their masks on, but there was also 100 people inside in a line waiting to use the register. So everybody's shoulder to fucking shoulder. Everyone's touching shit, grabbing things. They've got hot dogs right off the rack. Like, people were definitely just breathing COVID into each other's mouths. So it could have been there. And then
French kissing COVID.
Yeah, I had a pipe burst at my house, and then so we did spend a couple days in a hotel. It could have been there. However, I started feeling it at the hotel, so I think I got it a little bit earlier than that.
No, it was definitely that Red Roof Inn, and if it wasn't that, it was the crack I made you buy me.
Yeah, but good. I mean, and I got it. I got the diet version. Very, very little symptoms.
Dude, I like my crack the same way I like my Chick-fil-A lemonade. Diet. Just tastes better. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right.
But if anyone is concerned about Bryan's condition, as you can see, he's fine. So if you want to donate to his GoFundMe, we've set it up. It's you can donate at helpmattgetalambo.org. Any donation helps. It goes a long way. It's going to keep Bryan probably maybe fix his roof, maybe get me a Lambo, maybe cure his COVID. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, God willing.
So I don't know if you've ever watched one of our illustrious episodes, but every single episode we have to recap 6ix9ine and Kanye West because they're like ongoing gossip and drama, and it's just 6ix9ine might die any day now.
I feel like you've probably been saying that for a while, but proceed.
But we don't
I
wish
like
it.
this. I like this. You know, as much as I don't really appreciate his music, I do appreciate the entertainment. And
You're the first guest that's excited about this segment, so.
Yeah,
You know,
usually we turn people off right off the bat.
it's like a reality show, and it's only on Instagram, and he's the only one running it. So when you think about it, it's like it's more punk rock than any reality show like that exists.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
the best
mainstream.
analogy I have
It
heard
is.
anyone give him.
Don't
Yeah.
get me
6ix9ine is
wrong.
punk rock.
Don't get me wrong. No, I didn't say that. I mean,
No, that's what he said. Jamie, that's what he said, right?
He did say
print
that.
it. That's what he
Yeah,
said. Put
he
that
said
on
it's
the
punk rock.
headline.
He said that
That's
he's
what I
more
said.
punk rock than MGK. That's what I heard.
And he's definitely more
Fucking
punk
damn.
rock than Youngblood.
Definitely more punk rock than Young.
Print that. That's what Michael Skaggs said. Print that.
Yes, absolutely.
So to get into the 6ix9ine drama, boy, it could be a long list. I'm gonna try to make it short this week. Brian, ask me who's suing Tekashi this week.
Oh no. I think I know this. Isn't it Tory Lanez?
Why the fuck would Tory Lanez sue? Is he? Jamie, he says he's not even doing that.
Let me check it up. All right.
Yeah.
You tell me.
So
You
far,
tell me.
6ix9ine's being sued by a stripper for come on, who hasn't done this? He threw a champagne bottle and busted her head open. Accidents happen. He's also being sued by a former security guard. They are suing him for $88,000 in unpaid wages. And most of all, that what people are talking about is he's been, quote, exposed for jumping into Lil Nas X's DMs. I guess he got to a little tirade with him, said some shit, and Lil Nas X exposed a screenshot of him saying, "Hey, I'm going to be in your area soon, heart." And people are saying that maybe he was trying to get a little more, because at one point Lil Nas X joined his live stream and said, he looking cute though.
Dang.
So my question for you guys is, do you... Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. Bye-bye.
I mean, that's what it's implying, right?
Yes, that would be how they would fornicate, but I was going to say, is this Hollywood's new dream couple?
I mean, I'm still hoping Kanye and Jeffree Star make a match. I'm still hoping that works out. So
man. There's only a few forbidden names on this show, and it had to be fucking Jeffree Star. What are you going to tell? What are you going to say next? That you like the Day to Remember album?
What are you talking about? That was a hot story. Fucking Jeffree Star sleeping with Kanye was a hot
I know.
story.
I just hate Jeffree Star at this point. It's so gross.
It's bigger than fucking Little Nas and 6ix9ine.
I don't know, man. Jeffree's kind of a Nazi. That bothers me. Not kind of got a problem with Nazis.
Yeah, her, Gina Carano, they're all fucking horrible.
Oh my god. More band names for the show.
For the record, Gina Carano's hot as fuck. So
that doesn't excuse you for being an insensitive dickhead.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that's why I had to break up with Bella Thorne. Do you have any? Were you about to say that you broke up with her too? You're in a big club.
No, I was just gonna say that checks out.
That chick's, she's out. She's out.
No, I think he said that checks out, and it would.
Oh,
she would do that.
I thought he was disapproving of Bella Thorne. I was like, yeah, fuck her. I don't care. She's out. She's lame.
Everyone with an OnlyFans hates her.
Old news.
That's
so
true.
Are we hoping this is true with Lil Nas X and Tekashi playing swords?
It'd be quite the twist if they became docking partners. That'd be great.
God, the terminology you're using, I don't even know. Jamie, is that PC? Yeah, he doesn't know either. Did you hear it?
I wouldn't put it past Tekashi. I mean,
oh no, I would love it.
He likes weird. He's into weird shit for sure.
I mean, I think he'd do it just for the clout. I mean,
I think he's been sporting a rainbow flag since he burst onto the scene. His hair is,
that's
complete
fair.
rainbow.
Yeah, that is
Maybe he's
fair.
been trying to tell us.
You make a good point.
Dang.
So Twitter was super interesting today. On top of pissing people off with my takes on hot wings, Adam Levine of Maroon 5 said some outlandish shit today. He said, quote, "There are no bands anymore." This caused a bunch of people to tweet out that there are no bands anymore from people that are actually in bands. So my question to you guys, for $500, can you name any other member of Maroon 5?
No, I cannot.
Boom.
Neither can I. No.
Can you name any bands that exist in 2021?
Outline in Color, I think.
Yeah.
Exists.
Okay, we got one.
There's bands. I mean, Furnace Fest just announced there are a bunch of bands on that. There are bands that haven't been a band for years.
We have that in news. We have that in news. I'm excited to talk about that for sure.
Go ahead and bust it, baby.
Oh, okay. So Furnace Fest officially announced their 2021 dates. That's right, people. They're coming back in 2021, September 24th, 25th, and 26th. And not only are we getting huge bands, we're getting Killswitch Engage, we're getting My Chemical Romance, we're getting a fucking shit ton. We're getting the Bled reuniting. We're getting Thursday. We're getting a shit ton of bands reuniting. All right, that's what I'm jacked on. The Bled? Come on, son. Come on. Give me some.
I know a lot of people didn't like their Rise album that they put out last.
Silent Treatment. Oh no, you're talking about the one that came after that. I mean, it was fucking great, dude. The Blood's fucking great. Whoever doesn't like him can go suck it. Let me give you the lineup for.
Brian doesn't like that band or anything.
A couple main bands throughout the lineup. On Friday, you have Under Oath, Cave In, Converge, 18 Visions, Every Time I Die, Era,
Give me somebody I like. Ooh, Every Time I Die.
From Autumn to Ashes.
Ooh.
Coming back. Yeah, we've got See You Space
I like
Cowboy.
Fada.
Zayo, who just released a track today.
out.
Terminal is coming back. Who, for those of you that are super into Terminal or Oh Sleeper, yeah, check out Terminal. They're phenomenal. Thursday we'll be back on Friday, ironically. On Saturday, September 25th, we've got Taking Back Sunday, The Bled. We've got Cartel, The Darling Fire, Evergreen Terrace, Forever Starts Today, Further Seems Forever, He Is
Whoa.
Legend, Hopes Fall, Misery Signal, Scary Kids, Touche Amore. Sunday, we've got Killswitch Engage, Andrew WK, August Burns Red, Boy Sets Fire, Comeback Kid, Counterparts, Darkest Hour, Fit for a King, The Get Up Kids, Knocked Loose, Me Without You, Piebald, Unearthed, Showbread, and much
Showbread.
more. That's
Wow, Showbread. Brian, actually, his first band interview ever was with Showbread. That was crazy. It was a terrible interview, and
That's
were
actually,
they good?
They were phenomenal. They fuck around on interviews, and I didn't know that, and I literally thought they hated me. I thought
Good.
that I was an asshole, and they hated me, and they were making fun of me the whole time, and I was like, what is this? And then afterwards, they were like, yo, that's just our shtick. And I was like, okay, thank
hilarious.
God, because I thought I was blowing it right in front. It was horrible. Hey, I'm going to kill this giant cockroach in my room, so just carry on without me.
Very cool.
Wow, maybe you should like exterminate your house.
I played a show with with Showbread in like 2006 with one of my shitty local bands.
It would have had to been that year, dude, because that's a band name that I'm gonna say another one. Fear Before the March of Flames. Just bands that you don't hear anymore because that name went away.
Yeah. Heavy Low.
Oh no, somebody just talked about that like last week and said they're coming back.
Well, I think it's called something else, but it's like some of the guys from the band started a new project.
That's probably what it is because yeah, we had a dude on from Austin, Texas that was super into them. These are some great comments we're getting. These aren't really fan questions though.
Oh man, I don't see any comments.
I thought you were gonna say, "Oh man, I don't even like fan questions." It's like, whoa.
Were you successful in your mission?
And killing the cockroach? Yeah, it was. Yeah, fuck that
Wonderful.
cockroach. Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
fuck
you.
that motherfucker.
I fucked
Brian, name another band from like 06 to 09.
just like any band.
That's all we're doing. That's the name of the
okay.
game.
Attack.
God.
Fucking
If you don't
the
name
Sons
it-
of Disaster.
Okay. All right, there's a good one. I like that one.
Emery. And
Yeah, they're still around though.
Far
Somebody
Less.
that like went away.
Army for Sleep.
Hey, so a lot of people don't know who Terminal is, but Terminal was actually
Yeah, I
the
don't know who
guys-
the hell you're talking about.
Okay, so the guys in O Sleeper, before they were in O Sleeper, were in this band called Terminal, and they were like an indie band. They weren't post-hardcore, they weren't screamo, they weren't anything. They were just like this indie band.
they're
But
back.
They played with Seosin and
No, it improved.
a bunch of bands like from back in the day, Further Seems Forever, bands like that. And they were always on like metal bills because they're from Texas and they toured with like a lot of metal bands. And a couple of the guys, the main dude, Micah, and other homeboys started O Sleeper. And so they reformed and brought Terminal back a couple of years ago. And they've been doing festivals like ever since. And that's kind of cool. So, but they're not like an O Sleeper style. No, it's like super indie, like almost kind of like Augustana. It's weird.
Between the butt fucking me, I've never heard of that band.
I haven't either. Sounds familiar though.
Are they on Furnace Fest? Brian, your favorite app is probably going to change a whole lot now because Jay-Z sold his majority stake in Tidal.
This.
Yeah, and he tweeted for the first time in over 2 years, which is kind of crazy to me. Tidal, he bought Tidal back in 2015 for 56 mil, and he just sold it for 297 mil. That is a come up. Super. I mean, dude,
Typical Jay-Z fashion.
typical Jay-Z fashion, but what the fuck are they going to do with that app now? Do people use that? Like, if there's no Jay-Z connection, and now, like, you can get his shit on iTunes, like, why would anybody use Tidal? Exactly. See, I don't understand the point of it, man.
I mean, I think it's just one of those things, like, you know, why I don't know why people use Apple Music over Spotify or vice versa.
Because it pays the artist more. You're welcome.
Well, thanks, but like, you know, people just like use whatever they use, you know. Some people still probably use iTunes and a downloaded library, and
I actually use BearShare and Kazaa to download all my new music.
see, there you go. I mean, you're just proving me right now.
Is Outline and Color on Tidal? Can you put your band on that app?
I'm pretty sure we're on Tidal, yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna go look it up. And then maybe I'll do a mashup of like Collision Course with you and Jay-Z.
I think Square being more of a
Yeah, that's who bought it, Square.
mainstream,
Square,
mainstream
like-
like business, right? Yeah, like the POS, yeah,
Alright.
the payment system.
Fuck, you a piece of shit, dude.
They're a mainstream company with like business infrastructure built around this kind of stuff, right? So I think that you're probably going to see Tidal advertise a lot more. You're probably going to see Tidal sponsoring commercials and events and shows and things like that.
They didn't
because
have a
they're just gonna
Super Bowl
more of a-
commercial, so they don't matter.
Yeah, you know. I mean,
We had one.
That's
Probably
the
missed it.
rules. If you don't have a Super Bowl ad, you just don't matter.
So I thought it was weird that Jay-Z had tweeted for the first time in over 2 years, like, you just ignore the app because you're too fucking cool for it. And it brought up this shit. Like, the other day, Kendrick Lamar liked something, and people pointed out how that was super rare. And he's only liked 16 tweets ever. Isn't that weird? Am I the only one that thinks that weird? Okay,
talking Kendrick only has 16
Kendrick, yeah, Kendrick has only ever liked 16 tweets. It's weird. Anyway, sorry. Okay.
I mean,
tweets.
that's
So
odd.
here's, I mean, what I think with that is you have celebrities that don't necessarily need Twitter to get any more like celebrity status, right? So some of them do come in late because Twitter is a very select application to be involved with constantly. Like that's one where you have to constantly be working at it to get like that footprint and that response. But if you're a celebrity and you tweet one thing, it
I'm
gets
on there all
retweets.
day.
Yeah, and so like a celebrity doesn't need Twitter for any further validation, where like you would see them being really constant on Instagram or another form of business social media, whereas Twitter is just like the journal of the internet. I think that's what kind of gives it that allure. When you do see someone that doesn't tweet all the time and then all of a sudden they lose their mind on Twitter, it's like, oh wow, you did decide to go to like the live journal feed and really air it all out. You don't know how to use this, one. And second,
Somebody called me out for doing that. I actually didn't, but I had made this joke because Drake, he put out these 3 awful songs. We'll talk about that whenever, but one of them's called Lemon Pepper Freestyle, and I said, man, he should have called this Wingstop Freestyle because it's booty. And someone on Twitter jumped at me like, how could you say that when Buffalo Wild Wings exists? And I was like, bro, they're way better. They got better sauce, their wings are better, and they got draft beer. Like, I don't need to go to Wingstop. And they were like, mad. They said you had one bad experience and went running to Twitter.
I
Like,
think we can both respectfully agree that both establishments are trash.
I mean, there's plenty of local joints you could go to that are better, but if we're talking national chains, what's a national chain of wings that's good? Like Wing Daddies ain't everywhere, and
That's true,
Pluckers
yeah.
ain't everywhere.
I mean, just because it's there, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Do you like Pizza Hut too?
I mean, sometimes if
were you
they're in
gonna
the
say
delivery
Wing
range-
Street because Wing Street's attached to a
Yeah,
lot of
Wing
Pizza Huts?
Street. Yeah, Wing Street sucks too. I mean, but I've eaten it.
Skaggs is out. He's done.
Yeah, we just screwed him up.
As far as like, you know,
Wingstop sucks.
I mean,
like, look, this episode
there's
is
a
sponsored by
national Nazi
Wingstop.
party,
So...
and it doesn't mean I have to like it. So
Oh my god, that's not the kind of party that we ever want to attend, ever.
Bojangles.
Does
Just 'cause it's a
Bojangles have wings?
national-
We don't even
This
have
isn't
those here.
This isn't the Charlotte airport, man.
there would be a Bojangles in the Charlotte airport.
there is, and there's probably
course
3 different
there
kinds of
is.
wings. What is a Bojangles?
It's
like
a chicken
and
joint.
biscuit place. Yeah.
Is it better than Cane's?
No.
No, it's like a fried chicken
just-
joint. It's
hey,
like a
for sure.
It's like a shittier Popeyes, but it's better than Church's.
mainline. Tap me in
that's
some
probably
fucking
true.
cane sauce. I've never
Wing
had
Cane
Street?
sauce,
Oh,
Zach
say it ain't
sauce.
So Justin, you said Wing Street is actually really good.
Oh, in the comments,
We mean you know disrespect.
I was like,
but
Who
I'm
said
super-
that?
Justin,
person?
I was
Justin,
Wing Street
Oh.
is actually really good.
R-worded Popeyes.
Oh, come on, man. Trigger warning.
R-worded. I like Skaggs says R-worded.
And I still almost read that shit. Speaking of R-worded, MGK's drummer, not Travis Barker, was beaten, robbed, and ran over. We can only hope this is a case
I thought that
of
was Lady
mistaken
Gaga's
identity.
dog walker.
Him too. I just want to, by the way, we had nothing to do with that. I can only hope that this was a case of mistaken identity. They're trying to target Kelly, because who's trying to hurt his drummer? His drummer didn't do anything. He didn't have shit to do with that album. It was all Travis Barker.
Does he look like
Don't hurt
Machine Gun
Travis. Just Kells. We just.
I do appreciate that, like, every performance that they do, that like he's backstage and he's got the drumsticks, like, and it's very like 80s 70s rock. No, I'm here for it.
He should have never been in that Motley Crue movie, dude. It screwed him up. It gave him some false confidence that he could play with guitars, and he can't.
Who, Travis Barker?
Kells.
Machine
MG.
Gun Kelly? Are we referring to Machine Gun Kelly as Kells?
Yeah, because R. Kelly ain't around
no.
anymore.
No, he's not.
And I don't listen to MGK to ever say that. So yeah,
I don't know.
Kells, like I
mean,
know him. Just Kells.
Not really a MGK fan, but
Good.
the album
Glad to hear
didn't
it.
suck.
Okay, that's a take. That's definitely not what I tweeted out when it came out.
Yeah, I know. To me, like, I really liked the self-titled Blink-182 album.
Yeah, I like the logo a lot.
And like, if you just take the fact that it's MGK, MGK needs to get hit by a bus. If you just objectively listen to it, and you're like, it's not MGK, it kind of sounds like the self-titled album by Blink, and like MGK has a similar like whiny weirdness to his voice to Tom DeLonge. So like, I'm not a fan, but like Travis Barker's fucking sick, and I like those vibes. So
you're saying it's listenable, but it's not original.
Right. I think it's really big for the scene too. I mean, like, when else have
you're not the
big
only one to
artists
say
been
this,
like
man.
fucking with us, you know?
You're not the only one to say this. Our friend Michael Rickshaw, shout out Rickshaw, friend of the show, host of the Worship and Tribute Nerds podcast, said the same thing.
What up, Fuzz?
And I can't. I understand the appreciation behind it. I really do, but I mean, good's good, right? And I just don't think it's good. And I don't know if that's just me being snobby about it.
I feel
but
you.
I
mean,
don't
like,
think it.
I think that it's just like takes a special kind of person, you know? Like, I mean, not like a good person or like anything, but just
Right,
like,
talented.
I don't know. I've just kind of grown to accept that, like, now that we're getting older, like, there's different ways of consuming music, you know? Like, when I listen to like Lil Pump or like Smoke Perp or like some like ghetto ass,
Jamie,
like, I
who
don't
the hell
know,
is
weird,
Smoke Perp?
like, are you serious? Just like some like trap, some like trap vibes.
I know who
like,
he is. I'm kidding.
but like, you don't listen to that kind of music and be like, yo, this dude is like the lyricist. Like,
He's not the truth.
He's so like
We can't all be Playboy Cardi.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying though. It's a topical consumption of music. It's like, I'm in the club and I want to get hyped, or like I'm with my homies and we're driving around and we want to get hyped, or like whatever. Like, you know, it's not something you listen to and you're like, Lil Pump is the best rapper that ever lived. You're like, man, that Lil Pump track goes pretty hard. Like, you don't know you're a fan until you don't know like you like the music until you like the music, until like one day you're sitting there singing it and you're like, who's this? And it's like Trippie Redd. What the fuck? I don't even know how the fuck did that get in my head.
Yeah,
Trippie Redd does have some bangers, and on the same end, he's got some songs that are absolutely terrible.
Yeah, but that's just what it is.
He's got
it's
some
like
cool songs too, though.
Oh, he's got as great of songs as he has equally terrible ones. But I mean, I go into it with like the same kind of mind frame you just expressed. I just am more of a hater than a lot of other people. So when I hear something I personally don't like, I get really outspoken about it. But we seem to unite over it.
I mean, like, I don't know. I just think it's cool when you have stuff that's vaguely reminiscent of our scene, and then you got like big time actors and music videos and big time artists collabing,
and I think that's why it's acceptable right now. Because if you did this shit in 2010, you can see your ass right out the fucking door. Because nobody's having this in 2010. But the fact that collabs are cool now, and you have DJs and metal artists and hip hop artists and crossing genres, it's okay. It's okay to dabble.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, because I mean, like, back in the day, we all like listened to different kinds of music. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think fans are more receptive to new things now, and like genres are crossing every day. Hip hop like really coming into mainstream focus. I really think like flipped everything upside down.
For sure, don't read the opinions about the new ADTR album because it is not a lot of that same
Oh,
sentiment. It is not a lot of the
I've
same.
been such a hater on that. And like, look, I'm sorry, Bitter Rose ASMR about the MGK slander, but I mean, what
Bitter
can
Rose,
I say? I like
are you
6ix9ine,
eating-
so
are you
what the
eating
do I
roses
know?
while you do ASMR? What is bitter?
Don't you mock the username, okay? They have an
I-
avatar of a cartoon character, okay? It could be anybody. What's wrong with you?
We have a
We're
bitter
appreciative
rose.
for
Are
our
you
followers.
Eating the roses?
Thank you,
Is that
Bitter
the
Rose.
ASMR? Is that what you're doing?
Maybe
I'll
they have an
subscribe if that's
ASMR
what you're doing.
channel.
I don't know. I assume so. Yeah.
I feel like that's a market we could definitely tap into on the Patreon. Like, besides giving you like inside band gossip,
can
like I
do
could just
this.
give you ASMR of eating tortilla chips.
I can talk like this.
I could do ASMR of
feel
me
like
eating this
there's-
payday bar.
There's so much value in that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. Hey, fuck the new ADTR.
I loved reading the hate about ADTR today. I think a lot of
was
people
interesting.
enjoyed the shit that we said. It's just the theme that we have going of any band that's accused of awful things that
Listen,
we feel is true, that we will definitely
fucking
go after you.
Love ADTR. I love ADTR
Love
as much as the
duh.
next person.
Past tense.
Me and Matt's first show together was an ADTR
Shut your
show.
whore mouth. Shut up,
And,
Brian.
You know, back in like, I mean, they played our hometown back in 2005. Like ADTR and Matt and I go way back. We go very, very, very far
It's a
back.
lie. Oh.
As you can tell, there's some trauma. And hey, trauma's okay sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to talk about it and be vulnerable in the moment, you know, and just grow. That's really what you have to do. And something we also have to do is fucking get over ADTR because they're no longer the band that we liked. They're no longer the band that we were super into. I can't remember the last time I heard ADTR was coming out with a new song and couldn't give a shit. You know, I was trying to come up with the words to describe the album, and someone on Twitter said, wow, A Day to Remember really wrote the most forgettable album of all time. And that's kind of the best way to describe it, unfortunately.
I
But
forgave them for the Kelly Clarkson cover. I cannot forgive them
I
for
will
this.
say, they've got some balls. They've got some balls for
They
taking
should
the
have
left.
called the album We're Sorry. I bet you money that this is going to make a whole bunch of new fans, that people are going to be like, you know that band?
Yeah, no.
Did you know that they're on Fueled by Ramen? A lot of people
Yeah.
were surprised that they like forgot it happened.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, yeah, I remember that. And again, they have some balls because they took a Fueled by Ramen approach. They're a whole different band. This isn't like, I mean, it is A Day to Remember, but it's all the reasons we don't like A Day to Remember.
God damn.
A lot of
Jesus.
gang chanting, a lot of
I thought you liked that. You're like, you used to
not-
wear a hardcore hat.
not
You're on
hardcore
Vanna's
gang
album
chants.
doing gang chants.
not that kind of gang chants, not the cool ones, the
Gang, gang.
like the like stadium anthem.
fuck's that guy?
Whoa! He's stealing your shit,
Worry
bro.
about
I don't know if you
Okay, oh shit.
has
My
real
bad.
quick. Has anybody seen the movie Tenet?
What the hell is that?
Oh man, just boot me.
I can't read. All right, so something that's really been disturbing me today is the fact of, you know, appropriation in movies. And this is just getting out of hand because we have the new Space Jam movie. It's about to drop. It's got LeBron James, and it's revamping like all of our favorite movie from the 90s. Like, people like us were all kids when the original came out. Lola Bunny was like my first crush, and now they have desexualized Lola Bunny. Look how freaking hot she used to be. I mean, it's like she let herself go. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why they can't express sexuality through the bunny. Like, that bunny is free to do whatever the hell she wants. And we're
man.
over here trying to, like, look. I mean, shit, she looks like she's on damn Xanax in the new one, man. I'm worried.
Oh, and she's got that ridiculous faux hawk haircut.
God, and like thunder
man.
thighs. I mean, look, I don't like to, fat shame on the show here, but Lola Bunny, I mean, this was one of like my cartoon favorites, okay? And they took the biggest thing of all that people are mad about, they took away her boobies. They took away the bunny tits, and so people are losing their shit on Twitter. We just lost 700 viewers.
Did you just
now.
say bunny tits? Did you just say
Yeah,
bunny tits?
Hashtag bunny tits.
I thought it was creepy enough that you said it's one of my cartoon favorites. You sick fuck. like you pull your pud to cartoons. It's one of my cartoon favorites.
I was a kid when it came out. What do you want from me? Okay, like you didn't think Wilma and like Betty and shit from the Flintstones were hot. Okay, you had sick issues when you were a kid.
Oh man, I guess.
Don't make me start bringing up stories about you. I remember your 18th birthday.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's right. Brian shoved a bottle rocket in his ass the wrong way and then went streaking.
16th birthday, my shirt caught on fire. I had to get out of there.
Oh, sorry, 16th. Yeah. 21st birthday party. We should have all been arrested.
Okay.
So final thoughts on
Yeah.
Lola Bunny. Should they have did away with the bunny tits? No comment?
My opinion.
Do it.
I think Lola Bunny should express herself whichever way she prefers to.
Listen, bro.
Boom! Ladies, do whatever the hell you want. Wear whatever you want. Or don't. It ain't up to us. Shit.
I don't know what's worse. You're upset that they got rid of bunny tits, or the fact that Skaggs is like, women can just express themselves.
I feel like we're all assuming their gender right now.
Oh,
She's
shit.
for sure a girl. She's for sure a female.
Yeah, and
Is
I'm pretty
anybody
sure
else
she
questioning that?
identifies as that. Or do you know something we don't?
I don't know. I'm just
Is
saying
this the
we're
WNBA?
assuming.
Is this WNBA in Space Jam? What's going on?
I don't think
What
that's
happened?
appropriate.
That's what I'm
either.
waiting for. I'm waiting for them to boycott the game because there's not enough chicks on the team.
Oh,
That's
my
what I'm
God.
waiting for to happen. Did you enjoy the first Space Jam, Skaggs?
I mean, I think
How-
the last time I saw it, I was like 6 or
How old
8
are
or
you?
something.
Perfect age to be attracted to a cartoon bunny.
Well, hey, do not. First of all, don't imply that the man is attracted to a cartoon.
Don't imply
bunny.
that I need to go see a therapist more than I already do.
Okay, well, that wasn't what I said. Skaggs,
You were
how old
thinking
are you?
it.
Well, how old am I?
Yes.
31.
Okay, so yeah, you're our age then. Okay, cool. So, normal. Okay, yeah. All right. So Space Jam, you were 6 when you saw it last. I mean, you don't like it. You don't love it. It's not a childhood fucking joke. Whatever.
Yo, I got called out hard. It's a movie for kids, not for adult men who pull their dongs for cartoon rabbits. I will have you know, I have not pulled my dong to a cartoon rabbit since I was a kid. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's the first time Matt's ever been called out for being a predator on the show.
And it's a damn bunny.
And it just so happened to be during bunny tits.
We're on the bunny side. Okay,
What's
the last...
What's worse is you were advocating for fucking the bunny.
Then the change shouldn't bother you. Ha! Joke's on you. Everything bothers me.
Oh God.
The last thing I got on the
That's
docket
true.
here, AFI is a new album. Do we care? I kind of care. I didn't like
Yeah,
the
go
singles,
for it.
but I
No,
still
no.
care.
I thought
New
we did like
AFI
the
album,
singles.
Bodies, 611, first album in 4 years. Some singles are out. Yeah, I didn't like them. They were kind of boring. I still have hope. That's
AFI
it.
fan Skaggs?
I like the old stuff.
Okay.
Like the
December
punk
Underground?
stuff, less digital.
Like the Fuse MTV like music video singles. You know, like Girls
So
Not
Miss
Gray
Murder and December
yeah.
Underground.
Yeah, you're talking Sing the Sorrow. Yeah, you're talking mosh pit fighting. You're talking song, Leaving
2003
Song
and
Part
4.
2. Leaving Song Part 2. Let's go. Let's go. That was the video they just fought. I remember that being the first video with like hardcore dancing as like a main focus, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it was super weird because the kids would all just stand there, then the breakdown would come, and they'd fucking start fighting, and the entire video was just them. Yeah, it wasn't even really a breakdown, right? The entire video is just them getting ready to go moshing. It's really fucking weird. It's like they're putting their bandanas on, they're fucking putting their bracelets on, and they're just getting ready to go fight. And I just remember that being like the focal point, being like, wow, we've come so far. Hardcore dancing's on a music video.
This episode of I Hate the Scene is brought to you by everyone who knows more AFI songs than Miss Murder, because that always bothered me. People only know that one goddamn song. Last thing I got on the docket here, Soulja Boy versus Randy Orton. They went on a Twitter battle between each other. Soulja Boy said WWE was fake. Randy Orton said, bring your fake ass over here. That said, you haven't been relevant in years. A bunch of other wrestlers piled on. What's interesting is this comes after like what, a week or two that Bow Wow announced he was training to become a WWE superstar. My question for you, Skaggs, do you care about wrestling at all?
Not
Sick.
really.
Do you care at all about Bow Wow or Soulja Boy? And do you know who Randy Orton, the Apex Predator, is?
The name strikes something. Soulja Boy is hilarious.
He usually strikes fear in his opponents.
Yeah, I could see that. Sounds
You're
like a name like Orton.
You're probably
But,
thinking of those dope ass videos where he just comes in and RKO's everybody
Out of nowhere.
like old ladies.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Randy
Yeah,
Orton.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why you're afraid of him.
I mean,
So just
I
imagine
think
when shows start back and Soulja Boy gets RKO'd on stage.
that'd be pretty cool. I feel like Soulja Boy would do that for clout.
Oh yeah. Did you see the awful video game consoles he made a few years ago?
Yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Oh my
That was
God.
like peak 6ix9ine drama too. You know, it was just like all happening at the same time, and I was pretty enthralled with hip hop culture at the moment.
Internet rap was super fun at the time.
I can imagine
Yeah.
Skaggs just canceling all his vocal sessions because he's just got too much 6ix9ine news to digest. He's like,
Got
hey.
two phones so we could tune in live
Yeah,
at 6
he's
9
like
and
looking at both of them, and he's like, hey, you're gonna have to just cancel all my sessions. Dude.
Clear my
6ix9ine
day.
6ix9ine is wilding out, and he just like goes back and goes into his grow room, zips it up, doesn't.
Good times. All right. Now to the interview portion that everyone's been waiting for. Michael Skaggs, Outline in Color. Imposter Syndrome 2 is going to be available April 23rd. God, that's still a fucking long ways away. Is the album
All right.
done?
The album done.
Is it
Like
done? Is it
Imposter
completed?
Syndrome?
Are you still working on it?
Yeah,
Imposter
dude.
Syndrome 2.
It's been done for over a year, man.
Oh my god,
You've
man.
been
This is-
sitting on it.
Oh my god, sitting on it making us all wait. Okay, so this is a full length, or are you doing another EP? What's the deal?
It's another E EP.
Oh my gosh. Is it gonna be longer or shorter than 19 minutes?
Equivalent to the last one.
It's gonna be 18 and a half.
19
Watch.
minutes? I don't know how the runtime.
I do.
What a strange question.
Hey, these. What did I tell you? These are
How many
details.
seconds are on the 4th track?
Hey, some bands are intentional.
I only asked that because Imposter Syndrome 1 I noticed is 19 minutes. I got to get through it quick. You guys have released, I think it's 78 singles since your last EP. You guys released more singles than a lot of people. What is up with that strategy? We have definitely enjoyed it because you give us something when there's not an album coming out.
I used to, for a very brief moment, worked at a EDM booking agency, and I just saw like very early on, like 2014, 15, that's kind of the direction that music was headed. EDM was already like throwing away the album release thing. It's only kind of done now, like kind of like I don't know. It's like when an artist that came up listening to bands or artists that have albums becomes big in EDM, they're like, I want to put out an album because that's what they always wanted to do, you know. But it's not really like, I don't know. I wouldn't say every artist puts out albums.
Yeah, definitely not. There's definitely more of the single release,
When you put it like that with EDM, yeah, now the Outline and Color iTunes makes so much more sense because that's exactly what EDM DJs do. Tons of singles, EPs, and they give you more constant music than waiting 6 months, a year or more for a full length album.
Yeah.
I always
used to
got.
tell, oh, go ahead.
No, go for it, brother. And then I can go.
I used to tell our managers and shit, like back in the day, like I won't name drop anybody, but like I used to tell them that that's exactly what we should do, and they were just like, nah, that's stupid. Nobody will.
They never want to do that for rock bands. Like
Yeah.
the only people that get to choose that are people that are doing it on their own independently.
Yeah,
They want to control you.
I hear like so many bands like signing to labels though, and they're like, we got this deal, and like we're gonna do an album, but they're gonna put it out like one single a month, and just like, so you just signed an album deal, and like they're gonna put all the songs out over a year.
So in 12 months, we got all the songs and no one cares about you anymore.
Yeah,
well,
I
don't know.
mean,
it depends on your situation, but I hear you.
Dirty Worms. I don't know if you guys are aware of this band, but they used to be signed to Strange Music, Tech Nine's album label back in the day, and so one of their main dudes, Smack, I interviewed him a while back, and he had this point that he was working on, and he said that this was his routine because he wasn't focusing on touring full time. So his routine was to work on a monthly, quarterly basis. Every month you release something to the crowd, right, to keep them entertained or enthralled. And you do so in a fashion where he would do like a single, then a music video for it, and then like another single drop, right? And then you follow that pattern, you do it for a year, and it keeps your fan base engaged over the course of the year, especially when you're not touring, maybe you're not playing any festivals, maybe you don't have any, shows, especially nowadays. The single release almost seems like the way to go. You're keeping people enthralled. And I think this might just be a scene thing, but I like EPs, man. I think if you can bust out, a 5 or 6 song EP every year, that's just as good as an album every 2 years. Right, and it
Totally.
keeps the band a little bit more engaged. So I actually like the approach. I like the single approach. Granted, you guys are doing an album. Is there a reason you were sitting on it for so long? I mean, it seemed like maybe you'd like to have it out by now. If
you just want to fuck with us, don't you?
No. It's kind of like a long story, but basically we have an investment agreement right now. So like we're kind of like our own label. And
I have questions about that actually because I did read that. So do you want to
Interesting.
elaborate on that? Like Broken Records, right? That's the name of it, if I'm not mistaken.
No, actually.
Okay, that's an old
like
one.
we have done stuff under that name for sure, but no, basically like we through some exchanges many years ago got acquainted with this guy that like helped us out of a financial jam many years ago. And he was always just like, if you guys ever want to do something, like, or if you ever need any help, like, hit me up. And we never did, but last year we did a single with, 2019, we did a single with Andrew Bayless. And like, as soon as we finished, like, in the studio, we were like, ooh, fuck, we have to do more songs. And we didn't have the money to do it. So we were just like, we're going to figure out a way to make it happen. So we booked the studio like right there, not having like deposits or any of that bullshit, but we're like, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And we kind of like, we gave our producer like some points on the front end and kind of used that to like leverage him to like record us, because it was like, since we have so many monthly listeners, not like so many, but like X amount, it was like, a guaranteed at least something for him to make on the back end, so it was like a little bit more enticement, I guess you could say. And
That was a Rona cough, by the way.
Yeah, COVID for sure.
Yeah, COVID.
Sure.
So we hit this guy up and we're just like, yo, he had helped us out on stuff like on the back end, like we had like released music. And then he would help us out like after the music had been out for a while. But we were like, hey, would you like to get involved at the get-go? Like before we get into the studio, like be involved in the marketing and the visuals and all that kind of stuff. And it took like 3-4 months to put together. But I basically like handcrafted an agreement between the band and this like individual where he was basically our label. But I was like the manager, I guess you could say. He's kind of like a silent, I wouldn't call him a silent partner because I talk to him all the time, but like he doesn't like tell us when to release music, or like he kind of leaves that all up to us, and we have like dedicated funds for like music videos and album art or like marketing and stuff like that. And it's just, we kind of planned everything out a long time ago. And to answer your question, forever ago, the reason that we did 2 EPs was because the investor did like a bunch of mathematical analysis on all of our like old music. Like we downloaded all the data from like our distributors and stuff, and he determined that like it was a more financially viable option for us to do 2 EPs as opposed to an album, even though it's like mathematically the same amount of songs. And we wanted to make a deal work, and I wasn't like married to the idea of doing an album by any means. So I was just like, man, if all we have to do is release this as 2 EPs to be properly funded and get to release it the way that we want to release it, then I'm in.
I like it. Hey man,
I hear. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
That's obviously a unique take. You're having somebody come in and crunch numbers is what that sounds like. So you actually had like an analytical approach to it, which is cool. But again, hey, sign me up for 6-7 song EPs all day, man. I like it. I think it's probably easier to digest. Like you said, you bump the music out in one take. I mean, it's brilliant. Yeah, you're just backlogging. If anything, you know, it's a business move for sure, and I think I like it. So that's awesome.
I've heard from
It
like a
keeps us
few.
creative.
I've heard from a few bands that like by the time their label deal is done, they're like, oh, the label was just a bank for us. They didn't do anything but give us money and then ask for it back. And I mean, it seems like you have a better deal going than most of these people with these labels. You got a smart head on your shoulders business wise in this music shit, man. Have you ever considered being like an artist manager at some point?
Yeah, I kind of manage a few artists on the side, but it's not like something that I really like, you know, put out there. It's just like I got some friends in the industry that are really talented, and it's like our bond is like way deeper than just artistry, so it's like easy for us to work together. We have like a certain level of trust, and I don't know. I don't like unless somebody
It's not random clients.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like I help some people out. You know, if anybody hits me up, I'll tell them what I know, but I just don't have enough hours in the day. You know.
Dude, I think by the time those beautiful locks turn gray, that could be a viable option for you, man. I mean, unless you want to keep touring until you're dead, there's always you could be Lemmy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got other plans.
You've done literally everything in this band. So when you guys are touring, do your bandmates still make you load in? I mean, like, shit, dude, you played every fucking instrument already.
Oh man, me and my guitar player CJ, who's like a day one member, we tech and load everything. I mean, everybody helps load everything, but like, me and him have like the most comprehensive knowledge of like the setup and like how everything's routed and like the way the monitor mixes need to be set up and shit. So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like if we ever got like huge or something, I would probably like fucking wear some disguise or something and still.
You're
You'd
not
still
huge
be the-
already?
You know?
You'd be the band. Well, but to where there's a different level where you don't have to backload your own shit. Okay, so like,
right.
when
I
you're-
mean, yeah,
you come out in
Like
a mustache and some
Godsmack?
glasses.
I
You're
don't know,
fucking sitting up there tuning the guitar. Fucking, you can't have people fucking jocking for you while you're up there, bro. And you're famous. Fuck that. Have some other scumbag do it for you.
there's something kind of therapeutic about winding cables at the end of the night.
And, you know,
Wow.
hey, there's also I understand the need. Like, there's the artists that are like, I'm the only one touching my rig. Like, I'm the only one setting it
totally.
up. I'm the only one. I know where the knob has to be. There's the snobs out there for sure. You know.
I'm totally like the kind of guy that like it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like laying down to go to bed, and I'm like, is this battery pack like in this drawer in this rack? And like unless I can remember putting it there, like it'll be the last thing I think about before I go to bed.
That's the curse, blessing and the curse, man.
Do you have a favorite song off Imposter Syndrome 2? Because it's going to be the one I try to bootleg from you first.
No, I don't.
All right. Thanks.
With
That's it, folks.
the release date coming up on us, do you guys have what's like the next drop that you guys are gonna do, or do you have any packages planned, vinyl releases? What's coming up with the release itself?
Merch bundles.
Yeah, I mean we got merch bundles that are up. They've been up for a while. We'll probably drop a couple new products like right before it drops. But I don't know, Imposter Syndrome, both 1 and 2 are like pretty experimental in design. Every song kind of has a different vibe. So like I kind of appreciate every song for a different reason, you know? Like the next song that we're dropping is like a super, super heavy one. It's like definitely the heaviest one on the EP for sure. And I love it for that, you know? And I think that like the people that really like heavy shit will really appreciate it. But, you know, I really like the single we just dropped, and it's like completely the opposite direction.
I was gonna ask you, what's the creative process been over the last couple of years? Because you guys have gone from the heavier, your older sound to being a little bit more experimental, a little bit more. I don't want to call it experimental even, because it's. I mean, unless that's what you want to call it, you're the one writing the music. But you've definitely taken the more mature route, and you've a whole different style. It sounds like still blending the screams, still have the edgier side to it. But you guys have taken that turn. So what's the creative process been behind that?
Sure.
Or how's it been?
By experimental, I just mean experimental to compared to like what we're empirically known for. You know, like
Right.
we're kind of like testing the waters with the fan base that we have already. You know, but as far as the creative process goes, it's inherently like way different than anything we've done in the past. Typically in the past we've written albums and we'll even demo them like as a band, because our guitarist CJ, he produces bands. He's really good. He's even done albums for us like several times. But we'll do an album, we'll write an album, we'll produce it ourselves, and then we'll go to a producer, or we'll have a producer mix and master, or, you know, some version of that. And when we work with Bayless, like we'll have some like lyrics or maybe some ideas like stashed away, but we pretty much just start at zero on day one. And, you know, typically we'll go and record an album in a month, and it's like a crunch down to the line. And we've written it and we've to some degree rehearsed it before we get there. And when we work with Bayless, it's like we write everything and record it in the same amount of time. So there's not really any time to just like be too critical of like, not the music. I mean, that's all we breathe. It's like the entire time we're working on it, we just live and breathe it. But we don't have time to like really, I don't know, when you like what you were describing earlier, you know, signing to a label and shit, you know, a lot of times those deals, they take a really, really long time. And you record a song and you sit on it, and you pick the singles and you sit on them, and you think 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 like, is this the single, or is this the single, or did I pick the right single, or like whatever. And the way that we kind of change things up, like both in the writing and releasing process, is just like we're just really going with like what we feel, you know. And I realized like once I kind of started leaning into songwriting that, man, writing complicated, weird, cryptic shit is not the way to like speak to people. There's definitely people that appreciate that, and I myself have appreciated bands like that in the past. And I mean, I'm still open to it as an adult, but you know, if you want to connect with people, you have to talk to them like people, and like talk about things that are relatable by everybody, not just people that are in a band or people that tour or, you know, what have you. And I think that's basically what's really changed our writing process. It's just the way that it's very off the cuff, very inspirational in the moment, like feeling. It's not like a, well, we've been a band for 10 years, so we need to encompass the sound that we've been encompassing for, you know, 10 years, and we need to make all of these people happy. It's just like, yo, if you like the album we put out in 2014, like, thank you. Like, for real. Like, thank you so much. If you like the album we put out in 2010, like, thank you. For real. If you think that's the best shit that we'll ever release, like, thank you. For real. Like, for real. Like, I've been in the band since
I only
day
like
one.
their old shit.
There's so many of those people, and that's cool. Like, you know, like, I mean, I've been in the band since the very fucking beginning, and you know, I love all those albums, and I love
it's just not Masks, bro. It's not Masks. If it's not Masks, I don't like it, you know. Sorry, it was just peak outline and color, you know.
There's definitely people that have that you know, opinion, and like, thank you to all of them, you know. Like, I really genuinely appreciate it, because we wouldn't be at the place that we are now if we didn't have people that appreciated us back then, and people that still appreciate the stuff that we put out that back then, you know. And like I said, I still love all of that music. You know, some of the songs we still play live. We do like different renditions of it, and you know, it's really fun, and the fans like it. And it's like a tattoo, you know. It kind of encompasses like a part or an era of my life, and every album, and it's cool to kind of, you know, think
Struggle is the best album. Sorry, Brian.
And well, you also changed your username, so
Bitter Rose, she's on Twitch now. Bitter Rose wants to know, Skaggs, do you do all the screen printing for Outline and Colors merch yourself?
I do not. I have at different parts of our career, but
Skaggs is my hero.
I love you, Colin. Fuck.
What up, Colin?
You're the best. I don't do all of our printing. I do some of it sometimes, but I've just been kind of like too busy to keep up with it, and I have a tendency to just like overcommit myself, and I'll do like crazy print to order shit that I don't have the time to do because I care. And like, if we oversell something, I'll like do $100 worth of labor to like make one t-shirt so that I can fulfill the order. And it's just like I can't really do that stuff anymore. And as much as I want to. I still ship out all the orders, which honestly I don't know how much longer I can really keep that up either. But
it's got to be better than my Shopify store because I still haven't fulfilled Christmas orders. They'll figure it out that we have no refunds. So you wouldn't tell me a favorite song off the album, so you want to keep tight-lipped about that. What is a song that means the most to you personally? Either new, old, I like their old shit. Or it could be whatever. Because you wrote it, so it's gotta mean something to you.
I'm trying to
I would hope. Unless it's like John Mess lyrics and it just means nothing.
I really like Punishment a lot because I write a lot of melody. John writes a lot of melody too, and I write a lot of lyrics though. And I put myself in this box for a long time where I was just like a backup singer. And even on like some of the newer stuff that I did with Outline, like I was doing the verses and John was singing the choruses, which is like a very empirically outlined thing to do. Like, you know, have like the clean singer sing the hook and the screamer do the verses. That was just kind of like the recipe. And Punishment was the first song that we wrote where like I wrote the hook, and because I wrote the hook, it kind of dictated that John would do more of the stuff in the verse. And I don't know, like that kind of meant a lot to me because it was the first time I was like, oh fuck, like I'm like singing the hook on the song, like I'm like the hook writer or like the songwriter or like whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's like big time. But
I mean, it feels that way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like a real big track, and there's like, you know, stadium sounds and shit. It was just like kind of like a big thing for me. All the songs mean a whole lot to me because it's like I said, I write lyrics that like are just like come from, you know, the heart. Like it's just the thoughts that I have without like fancy words and shit like that. Like it's just me.
It comes off genuine. It doesn't sound like a vocalist who is struggling or just writing catchy bullshit for the hook. You're saying some stuff. There's some subject matter.
I struggle to write stuff like that. I envy people that can just like write stuff that like
the catchy stuff
is quaintly catchy, but like somehow like it all comes together. Like I don't know, even like rappers that like write songs that sound like fucking nonsense, but somehow like it's all about something flows. You know, it's all about something, or it's a vibe or something like that. And I don't really write like that. I kind of write lyrically and then put melody like to the song, you know, and then it all kind of comes together. But I do like really envy and appreciate that trait.
Do you have any sort of like vocal inspirations, like someone you heard singing that you're like, oh man, I want to do this shit? Or you know, maybe the bands that got you into this sort of thing? I mean, we always obsess about the mid-2000s scene bands.
No, totally. Like I think Senses Fail was like probably the first, that Let It Unfold You album.
Brian's
like
happy.
The first album that like I heard screaming in, and I was like, oh, I want to fucking do that. I remember like, and there wasn't even that much screaming in it, but I just remember every time I heard it, I was just like, oh, that shit is so
dude, that
tight.
was
it's always the bands that scream a little.
Yeah,
that's what gets you in.
Because he's not even like that good of a I don't even think it was Buddy screaming in the first album.
No,
I think it was like their guitarist.
Yeah.
And he ended up leaving the band a couple albums later, but fucking.
But the bands like that, they really like kind of, I feel like they really pushed that like kind of false chordy like kind of sound.
Yeah, and before the Zen of Screaming came out, for sure.
Yeah.
Before there was an actual art
wow,
to it.
Throwback. Shout out Melissa Cross.
Hey, also, I really fucking loved your guys' My Chemical Romance cover. Okay, not a lot of people can take a My Chemical Romance song and heavy it up in a good way, right? Especially a band that's like, I mean, fucking their MCR, bro. Like, you can't take an MCR song and just give it a breakdown. Like, there's not a method to that. And you guys, the fucking bass and drum parts where there was no guitar playing at all, dude, you guys fucking killed that. I love it. That whole album was a really solid cover album.
Oh yeah. Did. Well, thank you. That props to our old drummer Nick Taylor. He was very influential in writing that entire album. And when we wrote that album, kind of the album construct, I guess you could say, was to kind of like encapsulate all of the albums before that into like one album. And I think he did a really, really good job on that, and that he works on that MCR cover as well, and it's a really fun one for sure.
Yeah,
I agree with what you're saying though. Like, I don't know, sometimes I hear it and I'm still like, it's a little cringy, it's a little cheesy. But
any cover is gonna be, bro. Any,
Sure.
everybody did I mean, you as well. You had the
oh yeah,
you
we've done
had
the cheesiest
the
covers.
Linkin Park cover, right? That you guys did, and that was when everybody was doing Linkin Park covers. You had fucking Affiance.
It's not like
come
you're
back.
Our Last Night and you made a whole career off
Yeah,
just covers.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
so funny. So I read a tweet today that said, "Somebody bring back Pop Goes Punk so you can put Our Last Night out of business, please."
That shit was funny. Shout out Our Last Night. They're a damn good band. We're just, it's funny.
Oh yeah, talented motherfuckers too. You can't just take any song and make it a great cover, and they do.
My
it.
mom loves the Bad Romance cover.
Yeah, your guys' Bad Romance cover.
That was
for
like
sure.
our first like big thing.
Yeah. That was again a thing for 2010. If you had a dope cover, you were immediately getting into some fucking. So you were on some sort of album and some sort of fucking playlist.
Punk goes, who gives a shit? Here you go. Random questions. Let's. I'm just gonna spitfire these. Do you have any irrational fears, like a shark in the bathtub or snake popping out the toilet and biting your balls? Anything stupid?
Fuck.
Yeah.
I
Getting
do
in
have
depth
a
now.
pretty fucking stupid one.
Nobody fucking asked you.
I know it wasn't directed towards me with this one.
Rational fear. I don't know. I don't particularly like heights. You know, like I
neither.
not. Yeah, I mean, I'll like do certain things with heights, but certain height like ledges and shit, like when I can't see the bottom of shit. Really deep water. I don't like really deep water. If I can't see the bottom of it,
This is
freaks me
rational.
out.
I'm
Freaks
afraid
me out.
I'm afraid of falling and my head landing under like a truck tire as the truck's driving and it just runs my head over.
I saw a video on Face to Death that happened to a homeless dude. It's possible, man. Don't let it
is.
happen to you. The shit
It
pops
is.
like a melon.
Yep, it does.
Would you ever pee in the pool?
No, not
Yeah,
really.
That's a
it's-
fucking lie, bro. Everybody pees in the pool. Come on.
Is it
Like
my
at a water
pool?
park.
Nah.
What if
At a
it's like a
wave
really
pool.
like
bro, you're at a
shitty
wave
water
pool
park?
at Knott's. You're at a wave pool at
it's
Knott's
just-
and you're 3
it's-
margaritas deep.
Nah, you see, here's.
You're at
Did
a
they serve
fucking
margaritas at
wave.
Knott's?
Yeah,
I
they
did
do.
not
If I was,
serve.
if I was 3
Yeah.
margaritas deep, I'd probably be in a coma.
Okay, well, in the pool, nonetheless. If you're in a coma, you're for sure shitting and pissing yourself.
You're for
So
sure
you're definitely
drowning in the pool.
I just karmically cannot piss in the pool.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, it's
If I
gross,
piss
so
in the if I
salute
piss
you.
in the pool, I have to acknowledge the fact that everyone else is pissing in the pool.
It's a good
That's
fact.
what it
That's
is.
why I
That's what
don't
it
go.
is.
I don't go underwater. Yeah, no, fuck that. Do you clap when the plane lands? Yeah, that's also a
Those
dickhead.
people piss me off. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Those people are stupid, and also
yes.
they're noobs. Have you act like you've been here before? You
Act like you've
whores.
been on a goddamn plane. Thank you.
Shit. The last
got one.
question that we wrote, this one's from Jamie, and then I'll let Brian ask all the weed questions. Due to Elon Musk's latest news, would you ever stay in a space hotel?
Space hotel, like in space.
Like, yes, a hotel floating in space.
What was Elon Musk's idea?
I don't know. It has something to do with him. If it's going to space, it's him. He's fucking Lex Luthor, dude.
I feel like if it's something that's like available commercially, it's probably gonna have been very tested and vetted.
Oh,
They
yeah,
send
it won't be.
civilians into. It
See, I
won't
think
be, no.
I think that's the
Would
last.
Would I be the first person to stay in?
Well,
the
see,
hotel?
that's
Probably
the
not.
interesting question, because don't you want to treat it like the vaccine and at least see, like, okay, these people made it there safely and came back alive, so here's my 70 grand to go do it.
But here's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay. We all know the ride's almost over, guys. Right? We all know that it's society, cultures, people, humans. We got 200 years, maybe
Or just the
300
scene.
years
The
before
Earth
we
is flat.
everything. Yeah. So we've got maybe a couple hundred years left, right? And so what's going to happen is we're eventually going to commercialize going into space and having that be like a normal thing. But then everyone's just going to stop giving a fuck. And the maintenance on the space hotels are going to stop and they're just going to start falling out of the sky. It's going to be Elysium. It's gonna,
Yo, it's gonna be like, we couldn't afford to go to the Ritz-Carlton
Exactly.
Marriott Space Hotel, so we had to go to the Red Galaxy Inn, and the
People don't-
space crack is incredible.
people don't understand actually what is happening. This. I was joking with everything I just said, but this is a real serious issue. We're surrounding the Earth with a bunch of space junk, and we're eventually not going to be able to get out of here. And that's the real worry that a lot of people have. And like, that's the thing. That's my irrational fear. One,
That's
that we're never going
bullshit,
to be able
because
to
I've
leave.
seen the Slave One go through a meteor
not.
in
Too much
Minecraft
spunk
field
in
and
the
shit.
air.
It's fine.
There's too much. Well, first of all, we don't want to call it spunk Skaggs because that
Space
just sends the
junk?
wrong. Yeah, no, I thought you were talking about nut, but spunk.
No, it's not
yeah, space junk.
dude.
Yeah, no, that. Yep, you're right.
Brian's
Spunk.
got spunk on the mind. You know what? Let's go ahead and boot him. Had to do it. I didn't
gone.
want to, but I had to. You know what sucks too is he had
How's
the
it
next
appropriate?
question.
Damn.
He said spunk. I thought it was cum. Yeah, no, I thought it was cum too.
God damn it.
Nah.
They thought it was cum.
Hey, is this true? I'm not a scientist, and I
have a
didn't stay at
live
a holiday.
audience.
I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but you can't go to space if you've ever smoked in your
That's
life.
that's
your
not true.
lungs will explode. First off, Justin, have you been
No.
to space? Do you know this shit?
It's not true, but you can't do LSD.
In space?
No. There's like so LSD.
Imagine.
If you do too much in space, whoa, bro, you would you'd freak out. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do LSD in space. You'd freak out. Yeah, no, you'd eject yourself out of the pod. I'm the universe. The universe loves me. It's calling for me. And you'd
God
open the
wouldn't
escape
let
hatch.
me, dude. Ah!
You'd
We're
open
talking
the
about spaceships right behind me.
Yeah, no, this guy's about to launch off. Physically and metaphorically, because... On to the next question. How many ounces we know? Just kidding. He's like, no. He closes his laptop. He's like, no.
So your profile recently was upgraded and says that you're like a master of hash and you are hash aficionado. So what do you do with
Not
hash?
saying I'm a master of hash.
You're right. I did that. I've been hashtagging Hashmaster, and I encourage all outline and color fans to start calling Michael that. Hashtag Hashmaster.
Hashmaster. Oh my
coworkers will
God.
love
Can you
that.
imagine shows? Can you imagine
Also, when
shows?
touring starts back up, start
Hashmaster!
bringing this motherfucker hash browns at shows. Okay, keep him fed.
No mids though.
No
he said
mints, yo, fire only. Speaking of that, shouts to Haley Renee Johnson from Oklahoma. She better be watching. She only
She
smokes loud.
Shouts out.
She's not, dude. She's hella
She ain't.
not.
She's working, either doing a photo shoot in.
She works at T-Mobile, bro. She sells
Yeah.
your fucking the
She also does-
coronavirus phones.
She also does photo shoots, and last I checked, she was wearing a doily. So I don't fucking know what's going on.
I think it was a
That's
doily.
gonna go. That's gonna go. Look at her page. All right. Well, we're
But,
gonna get
yeah,
another cease and desist.
Hash.
I work at a hash manufacturing facility where I
AKA your
hash.
bedroom or what?
No, I mean I have like I have a medical card and I have like personal garden.
Yeah, for sure,
at
bro.
home.
You're
But,
you have a green thumb, I hear.
Yeah, I grow a bit.
You definitely have the hair for it.
Yeah, I
Your
guess
hair
so.
is beautiful, bro. Like, you might have the best hair in the scene. Like, year end award, right here.
Might be pretty sweet.
If you don't do your full first tour back, just your hair completely hairsprayed out like 80s style, I'm gonna be disappointed, dude. I think you're missing a
80s style.
a lot. I think you're missing a market that's gonna get a lot of
The
a lot
fact
of
that you
chicks
don't
wet.
look like an 80s sellout is disappointing us. Skaggs is for sure Hashmaster. He's always teaching me stuff. Hey, definitely know your shit, dude. I've seen your videos on Twitter.
I know how to make hash, but I work with people that are very experienced, so I learn stuff every day. So I wouldn't call myself a master by any means. I've only been working at this facility for like 7-8 weeks.
A lot of people on the outside looking into the marijuana industry have a lot of stupid assumptions, especially if you don't smoke, you don't necessarily respect this sort of thing. What would you say is like a common misconception about hash, legal weed, anything in the industry, really?
I don't know. There's a lot. There's a stigma against weed, but I mean,
There is, and it's stupid.
yeah, it's really stupid. I mean, it all started, not to be all conspiracy theorists, but it all started just because weed and hemp poses a threat to the paper industry. And
Preach.
Back at the
William
turn of the-
Randolph Hearst. Preach.
Back at
We'll
the
burn
turn
down
of-
your castle.
back at the turn of the century, like when the printing press was like the cutting edge of technology, you know,
Owned by William
disrupt
Randolph Hearst.
I've never heard of that band. The Printing Press sounds like an emo band.
disrupting the paper industry was like a big thing, and people didn't want to see that happen. So they put out a bunch of propaganda about weed. They made it illegal.
Reefer
And-
madness, son.
Exactly, and it took many years to start undoing that stigma. But I mean, I don't know. I'd say the first thing is like I've met some functional alcoholics for sure. Like I know people that like have an alcohol habit that's like, you know, more than normal, but you know, they make it work. They work, like, you know, they're relatively healthy. But most of the people that I know that use alcohol habitually are you know, taking years off their lives. And
I've seen a lot of people with issues with it. Yeah.
Addiction's a real thing. It's a real
for
thing.
sure. And you know, the people that I see using marijuana on a daily basis just don't seem to have those same issues. So I think that's a big misconception that, you know, potheads are just like, I don't know, scum of the earth, or, you know, drug addicts, or like whatever. It's compared to like, you know, other kinds of drugs and stuff like that. But
California's getting rid of their drug testing policy, where they're no longer going to test for marijuana
Finally.
in their piss tests. So
Finally.
hopefully other states follow suit. But yeah, man, I feel like you know, if Oklahoma can get their shit together and have some recreational marijuana, you know, you should be able to. I think the rest of the country should at least be in line with that. And you know, you might be in the perfect industry to maybe segue the two, or be that bridge or that voice for it, because the music
Your
industry.
own strain.
Yeah, man, the music and no.
I got many projects in the works.
There you go. There
Oh,
you go.
Shit. Oh, hey, look out.
Outline and Chronic.
Oh, man.
What?
Wow. Copyright it tonight. Sell it back to
What?
Skaggs for double the profit, bro.
What? You're a businessman.
Yo,
you
and
know
the
what's
fact,
up.
if you're not
You know how
selling
this works.
shampoo by next year, bro, like, shit.
Damn, I could see that. That'd be cool.
Outline
People,
and
everywhere
Chronic.
I go, people ask me what I do for my hair. It's hilarious.
I mean, it's long and very noticeable. Tell us the hair care routine Bitter Rose from Twitch wants to know. Shout out to people watching on Twitch, because I definitely don't advertise it. I want the YouTube subscribers to pay my family. Feed kids.
I wash my hair like twice a week, condition it twice a week. I
Good for
brush it
you.
every
What's that
day.
like?
Good, I guess.
The kids that I go to shows with don't know what that's like.
Yeah, I have to shower like pretty much daily on tour. I don't like not showering.
Oh my god, I missed tour.
Do you prefer? Have you guys gotten to the status where you're touring in buses, or are you still
Hell
vanning
no.
it? Van
We're
lifing
still
it?
banning it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, they fucking fly
What
to
is
each
your
state, G6.
what's your go-to pit stop on tour? Like, what's one place you have to go to in every state, or one place you guys got to stop? A lot of people here in Texas might say it's Buc-ee's.
It's always Buc-ee's.
You get a fucking
Buc-ee's is
Flying
pretty good.
J. What, Buc-ee's? You like Buc-ee's? Yeah.
Buc-ee's is pretty good. I don't know. We're all pretty burnt out on all of them. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, like if we haven't toured for a while and we're going to like the East Coast or something and we hit Wawa, we're like, oh yeah, Wawa. The first time we hit Wawa, but like
Wawa
after
over
that-
Sheets?
I mean, they're both like pretty not great, but like if I had to pick one, I guess I'd pick Wawa. But
What's your favorite
I don't know.
West Coast West Coast spot? Don't say In-N-Out either. 'cause
Del
you can get that
Taco
in-
or In-N-Out, bro?
No, don't say In-N-Out, because you can get that in
Neither.
Texas now.
Say Bakers and be really obscure.
Hey, you have Del Taco in Oklahoma, so why you
Yeah.
being such a blasphemous whore?
We need to
and
go
fucking
up
talking
there.
shit about it. What's up?
I don't go there.
Del Taco's
I don't get
legit.
it.
I love this episode should be sponsored by Del Taco.
Yeah, it should.
That is my church.
yeah, how dare you
That's
say?
weird. You guys
Dude,
That's
50
weird.
cent
Do you have Taco
tostadas.
Bueno?
No,
Yeah,
y'all
Bueno.
are the Taco Bueno kings. We don't fuck
No.
with that.
Yeah.
Bueno's pretty good. Well, I mean, like any fast food, it can be awful, but like when it's good, it's pretty fire.
Oh yeah, it's all terrible. I mean, any place that serves cheese curds with Dr. Pepper sauce is not good. But shout out to Sheets. Sheets so dank. Every time I hit Pennsylvania and Virginia, I gotta go there. Also
Yeah.
had some of the worst diarrhea of my life there. Little known fact. I'll see my.
I will say that for some reason, Sheets hits harder in Pennsylvania.
There you go. There you go.
Yo,
What's,
that's I never thought about that. That's a fact. Why is that?
I don't know.
Is it
Like,
the
I
high
don't even-
taxes?
I don't even really know that much about Pennsylvania, but I do know that Sheets is better there.
I know that Turnpike's a bitch.
Yeah.
What's been
yeah.
your favorite tour so far? It's favorite tour you've done.
Probably Japan.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Who'd you go with?
We headlined a gig there with just local support.
Oh, nice.
Oh
nice.
shit! With like
Was it just
Japanese
a-
bands, were they dope?
Yeah, it was really sick. We actually played with a couple that were just like, I mean, honestly, like every band we played with in Japan was like really good, but like there were a couple that were just like, how are you just like a local band? Like, just
Oh, that's
Hey,
dope.
they get down, dude. And
Yeah,
what a
they
lot
do
of it
get
is a lot of them are like just crazy music geniuses. They're really
And they
Yeah.
don't
like,
cross over here.
The production value. You think they would though, right? With like bands
Yeah.
like Crystal Lake and the heavier.
Japan has always been weird in crossovers. Like
Yeah.
we dig the anime, but the music and some of the movies and the TV, we just
It's
a big
really
barrier.
It's really expensive, and it's a huge logistical hurdle to like.
Get over
You know,
here.
that's an
over here.
accomplishment to even toured there. A lot of bands
Not
don't
to
get that
mention the
shot.
language and the language barrier. Like it's real hard if it's not they know English, right? Or if it's just like something that's.
I want to
you
go
know,
there
doesn't-
so bad and get a body pillow of an anime chick.
Okay, least favorite tour now that Matt's out of the room. What's the?
Oh, man.
You had your favorite. What was your least?
We had this tour called the Sensory Overload Tour that resulted in the loss of like 2 members of our band. That was just like,
They're still alive, right?
yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
in fact, one of them's back in the band, but we basically like we had to borrow a bunch of money to fix our van right before a tour,
That's
and we didn't even like get out of Oklahoma, and we started having issues with it already again.
Oh.
And just like the entire tour every day, like I was under the hood of the van, like trying to fix it, and like I'm just covered in grease every day, and it was in like limp mode the entire tour. So like we had like 2nd and 5th gear with like 8 people in a van, and it was just like, you know, on ramps we'd be going like flying up in 2nd gear, and then it would throw into 5th, and we'd just like crawl from like 45 to like, you know, maybe a max of like 55, 60, and
Oh,
it was
no.
bullshit.
I've been there. Oh,
Wait.
shouts to Benjamin Morgan touring. Because his van blew up when I tried to do it. That I understand the struggle. It sucks, especially if you like you're starting the tour and you haven't even got out of the state.
Yeah, we were like kind of counting on the tour to be like successful to like make up for the hit that we took before the
Uh-oh.
tour, and then the entire tour was a hit. So it was just like pretty devastating tour, and that was like kind of it for a couple of the members. They were like, I'm good. And
Fuck
at
this.
the very end of the tour, we had like a few days off before we were about to do this leg in Canada, and the next show was in Denver, and we're driving from Tulsa, and me and our old singer, we got in an accident on like black ice.
Oh,
Smashed up
no.
against the center divide and like spun out. And yeah, it was just like kind of a lot of trauma.
God,
Therapy ensued after.
I mean that's the type of
Right.
shit that ends a band.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it is,
for
man.
sure,
That's
for
one of the
sure.
difficulties people don't understand, right? They don't understand. Oh, write music with your friends, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, but you also don't understand the attitudes you have to deal with when shit doesn't work, and the fucking crying, and the nagging, and the fucking just stupid bullshit that gets in the way. And like a lot of people just don't understand that.
The guy I was dating last year who introduced me to OIC busted his head open at one of your shows in California, apparently.
Damn, that's crazy. I imagine they'll probably recognize him.
What I was just gonna ask, what's your favorite spot outside a hometown venue to play? What's your favorite travel venue or destination spot to play?
Man, that's tough.
Even if it's a defunct
Like,
venue,
are you
because we
excited?
lost a lot
Yeah.
of good ones.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
that's for
Venue's
sure.
venue's a venue. Like, are you excited to fucking play the White Rabbit? Are you excited for Chain Reaction when you get to California?
Sure.
Altar Bar,
Yeah, I mean,
R.I.P.
Chain's always awesome. Even if it's not a huge turnout, it's always fun to play there. But man, I really like the Champ in Poughkeepsie. No, not Poughkeepsie. Champ in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania.
Huh.
It was just this like tiny ass town, but it was just like one of those places where there wasn't like a lot to do, and there was like a cool hardcore scene. So like people just turned up for like
They're
anybody.
appreciative.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
crowd surfed at a local show, you know, that was like 500
Dope.
people or 400
Fuck
people at or
yes.
something. And
Yeah,
it-
our town was a lot like that. Our town where we're from, like if we got a touring band coming through, that was dope. It was a nice time because you always traveling to go somewhere, or get to a good venue.
I mean, yeah, we used to book shows like that. You got to take care of them and like have a decent show, or those bands won't come back to your buttfuck town because you're not Los Angeles or
regardless
New
of
York.
where it is. If you're on the way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like
it's not a crazy concept. If you pay the band what you told them and you take care of them, like we provide food and lodging, they'll probably come. They'll come back. Imagine that, you know. And if you don't make enough money, then you sacrifice your profit to pay the motherfuckers, so they'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah, R.I.P. Masquerade. Masquerade was sick.
Didn't they move?
I think they moved. I've actually played at the new facility.
I haven't been to the new one.
I don't know if it's. I think it may have closed again. The new facility is really weird. But the old one was really cool. I never got to play the top room, but I played the middle one and the bottom one. It was real sick.
I didn't participate in a tour that played the top room. You know what? Take that back. I think All Stars did play the top room, but the rest of them didn't. The one time we did play that, though, I was with this pop band, like this electro pop band that just brings a bunch of 14 and 15-year-old girls. That's like their major fan base. And we're playing, I think, in the middle. What is that, Purgatory? And then there's heaven above us, and there's hell below us. Hell has a sort of like kind of jerkin hip-hop type of show, and heaven, ironically, has a completely black metal death band, Watain and Mayhem, the nastiest black metal bands you can get. They were so nasty that they had like rotting animal carcasses on their gear, but it was such a strange blend outside the venue because you have the jerkers in multicolored tight skinny jeans and jackets and nice sneakers. You have all these emo girls dressed in black and colored hair. Then you have all these dudes in metal vests that smell and hate God. The Masquerade was a hell of a place.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to get off on that tangent. I'm sorry. I'm high. Masquerade was dope as shit, though. I crashed into the fence there on my first tour because I didn't know how to drive a bandwagon.
Very cool.
Yep. Yeah. Shouts to Travis Wade and Dance Gavin Dance for yelling at me because I totally crashed and fucked their trailer up. What almost died in the projects of Atlanta after trusting a security guard at the Masquerade to get me weed. Have you ever been in a sketchy situation on tour trying to buy weed? Because I sure have.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ever like scared for your life type of shit?
Nah.
That's good.
Man, that was this. I'm gonna bring up Sinjin's name again.
Hey, shouts to Sinjin, buddy. Sorry about the last episode.
There was this time we were on tour, and I want to say it was North Carolina. We just played a show, and we were like going up to what's that? Cookout. We're like going
Cookout's so good and open super late.
So, yeah, we're going to Cookout, and we're meeting up with like all the other bands. We're just rolling down the street. And there's this guy like jaywalking when we're at a red light, and he's like smoking a joint. And Sinjin like rolls down the window. He's just like, "Hey, yo, give me that." Yo, and this dude walks right up to him and gives him the fucking joint, dude. Like he had just sparked it, like, and he just gives it to him. And
just gave him the joint and walked away.
And like that's what it was. He was just like, "Yo, give me that." Not like, "What's up, bro? Like, could I get that joint?"
No, it
like,
was kind of aggressive.
Yeah. It was like, yeah.
Like he was a cop or something. Yo, give me that shit.
Yeah, not like a cop, but like, I mean, very like,
okay, bro.
stern and aggressive.
I mean, I guess if I just sparked up and someone yelled out of a van, "Give me that," I'd be like, okay.
and he gave it to us. That was pretty weird. No, okay, yeah. I do have a really funny weed story. Also involving Sinjin.
Shouts to Sinjin again.
Yes, go Sinjin.
Go Sinjin, go Sinjin, go Sinjin, go.
Shut the fuck up.
We were playing the Underground in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes, I love the Underground.
And I didn't have any weed, and I didn't have a medical card in Phoenix. So, like, I don't know. I didn't think I was going to find any weed. I was pretty bummed about it. So I hit up Sinjin, and he was just like, "I know somebody in Phoenix. I can get you taken care of." And I was just like, "All right, word."
It's that dude. It's that fucking dude.
Please tell me it's who I know in Mesa.
Well, he'd always come through. Like he actually, like when that booking agency that I briefly worked at, there was another guy that would like tour manage for some artists, and like he'd call him from like every city in America and be like, "Yo, dude, where can I find weed?" And like St. John would be able to help him find somebody like every time. But
Those people are invaluable.
no, for sure, the plug. But anyway, we're in Phoenix, and I'm like all bummed out, and my drummer is bummed out because we're not gonna find any weed, and we're about to go on stage. Like we're setting shit on stage, and we're like sound checking and stuff, and like drummer's like doing the kick thing, and my phone rings, and I pick up the phone, and it's St. John, and he's just like, "Yo, go outside." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm sound checking right now." And he's like, "You got to go outside right now." I was just like, "All right."
It's homeboy he saw outside the van. Then he gave him the joint.
He's getting arrested and he needs bail money.
So like I'm downstairs and it's really loud. So I'm like, 1 second. So I like run up the stairs and I'm outside in the back. I'm like, "All right, where do I go? Who is it?" He's like, "Go all the way around front." So I have to like sprint all the way. I don't know if you've been to the underground, but like the entrance is in this back alley, and you got to go like run a
all the way
block
around the
to
building.
get all the way.
Is that the
yeah.
one that's in Mesa that has no AC?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that-
well, yeah,
yeah.
no, that's it. It's got upstairs and a downstairs, but
One doesn't have the
downstairs.
AC, I think.
Well, maybe they fixed it, but
Oh, pray to God they did.
anyway, I run out and St. John's like, "Go around front," and there's like a gray Toyota Corolla. I don't fucking remember. And he's just like, I was like, "Who is it? Like, what does he look like? What's his name?" He's like, "Just get in the back seat."
Oh,
And I was
whoa,
like,
yo.
"What do you mean, just get in the back seat?"
And spread your legs.
he's just like, "Just go find the car and open the back door and get in the car."
I wouldn't say the underground is trash, Justin. It's just really hot. They got really decent shows. Like they were a normal stop.
Anyway, I run up front, and as luck would have it, there's only one gray car like sitting up front. So I was like, "This has got to
yeah,
be
the one
it."
with the cops in it.
Right? Yeah. So I get in the car, and I'm just like, "What's up?"
What
He's
up,
like,
dog?
"You
Give me that.
Skaggs?"
Are you the
And
guy?
He's like, "You Skaggs?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What's up, bro? I'm a
Give me
friend of
that.
St. John. I've worked for his dad before." And he's just like, "I don't really do this, but St. John is the homie, and he told me that you needed something." And I was just like, "Yeah, man, like I don't know anybody here. It's just like one of my first times touring here." And he's just like, "Here you go, bro." And he gives me like 4 or 5 grams of like really fucking dank weed. And I was just like, "What do I owe you?" And he's just like, "Don't worry about it. I owed St. John." And like, I like run out. Like, well, I'm like sound checking right now, dude. Like, I gotta go. And I got out of the car and ran on stage, and we played. And then after the show, we smoked some blunts out back. But that's probably the sketchiest thing I've ever done. But I trusted in St. John's legitness.
Shouts to
Dang, bro.
St. John being the
I
boss.
guess so.
Yo,
I
am
guess
I
so.
mistaken? Isn't Mesa like? I think they might have decriminalized recently, but they were like really cracking down on weed at one point because I was told that you had to hide
Yeah.
it, and they were kind of a weird like area of Phoenix because you walk outside and there's a TV and vacuum repair stores. It was so strange.
Yeah, Phoenix is kind of weird.
Phoenix is cool. Mesa's
Mesa's
weird.
fucking weird, man. The
Yeah.
Masquerade. What's the one that's in that's right across from that brewery in Mesa? Isn't that the Masquerade?
Masquerade's Atlanta, or was, or
It
whatever.
might have been called. it might
There's
have
a
been called
few
something
venues
similar.
in Phoenix, but like Mesa is pretty much just that underground. And then there's one in like a strip mall that I played at one time. It's next to like a veterinarian. It was so fucking weird, man.
There's another venue.
They told
too
us
that's
to
got
shut
two
off our
spots.
generator, and it's like 120 degrees. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll shut it off. Just go away.
It's like turning off life support.
I know.
Dude, no, the weirdest
Especially in
one was
Phoenix.
Montreal. Like, it's super cold, right? And they're like, the cops show up and say to turn it off. And I said, we're actually just going to run it for like 2 more hours and then leave. And they go, oh, okay, and left. I'm like, wow,
Oh, okay.
Canada's so cool.
Oh, that seems reasonable.
Yeah, basically. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Montreal's dope. Are you
Doable.
stoked to get back out on the road? It seems like that is becoming more and more of a possibility with our crazy state of Texas is opening. Mississippi's going to open.
Yeet.
Florida's been pretty open. New York just said they're going to have limited capacity shows.
Yeah, they did.
Sporting events are allowing fans in. We're edging closer to getting real shows back.
I am cautiously optimistic.
It's
I
kind of
like
all
that.
you have to be, right?
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, man, you never
I-
know. And when they do bring shows back, like, what are they going to look like, right? Full capacity, half capacity. What's it going to, you know?
I think
But, hey,
Greed will speed it along and we'll get full capacity pretty soon. I mean,
At the
I don't know.
worst-
Safety's another question, but
At
I
the
think
worst-
Greed will feed it.
everyone's going to be getting some dope hometown shows, hopefully, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be real easy to pack a venue out in your hometown, especially if it
Yeah.
is like a show
Everyone's
a
gonna
week,
be
or they
so
do get
stoked
weird.
to go to a concert again. Like
Fuck yeah,
it
they
could it could be like fucking anyone. Like and they're gonna go
2007
sell it
all
out.
over again.
Secret shows and shit.
People care about
Dang.
local music again.
What
No, I mean-
happens with like secret shows and shit?
I mean, I'm just not really. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to play shows, but it's just not like when it's time. It'll be time, and I'll be down.
You're not
I have
really
one-
down to kill your fans. That's cool of you.
Yeah, we had a show that we were supposed to play like back in November, and like back when we confirmed it in like August or something, like the cases were like mad low, like the lowest that they had been, and it looked like it was going to continue in that trend. So like when we were like 60, 75 days out, we were like, seems reasonable that like we could show in November,
Oh
and
yeah.
we were like, this is like we're gonna cancel like indefinitely. We'll never put our fans at risk. And man, we hadn't even announced the show yet, but the venue had put it, and we had like people like talking shit on us and shit. Like, and we're just like, dude, like we're not playing the show. Like we booked it 3 months ago, like hoping that maybe the conditions would be good for a show, knowing that we could just cancel it and our fans would be like, that's cool. Obviously, you're not going to play a show when like, we're in a lockdown or like when everything's closed or, whatever.
Yeah, God forbid you fucking, I don't know, care about your fans, because apparently people don't think you should in this day and age.
Oh no, Attila wants to get on the road right the fuck now. They want to do a whole Texas tour in March 10th as soon as the mandate drops. I don't know about that.
That's crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. I have one gig that I'm supposed to play in a couple months, and like there's flights booked for it and shit. But it's like somebody I wrote a song with, it has a gig, and I'm like flying in because his label wants me to like perform the song with him, like because they have like they're getting like footage and shit, and
Dope.
they want to do like a big push for the song, so they want to have footage with like the featured artist like performing it with the dude. So cautiously
like a big
optimistic
deal.
about that. Like it sounds like it'll be really cool, but like even if I get to do it, it's gonna be something where like I get to step onto a very controlled environment for like 2 minutes and like jump around and like sing something. And then
You're
it's
just getting
over.
your shit wet. Yeah, you're just getting it
That
wet.
2
That's it.
minutes
Like,
though.
And I gotta travel like across the country and like do shit to be able to do it. So
That 2 minutes though, your dick is gonna be so hard, dude. You're gonna have the time of your life.
Yeah, bro.
it'll be
man.
really cool. It'll be really cool.
Bro, I just drive and I want to go back out on tour.
I
Like
know,
this is
man.
it's so weird because when you get used to touring, you're used to being in a different city every day and you get accustomed to it. Some people enjoy it, some people hate it. I get kind of stir crazy like, man, I've been stuck here a while. I should be seeing something else and I'm not. It drives me fucking loony. Justin says everything is opening back up in June, regardless if the government approves or not. Word.
See, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's certain industries that are going to have a more of a moral weigh in when it comes into returning to business as usual. And I think that the music industry and art industries are going to remain to be industries that have compassion, and they'll resume when it practically makes sense to resume, like for everybody, not just when people are like, the government should have been shut down for everything. People are going to shut down. Businesses are going to close. I mean, like, yeah, that shit's happening. I see it happening all the fucking time. I work on a street where businesses are going for sale all the time and people are closing down, and like this shit is happening. But you know, it's just like there's, you know, there's a lot of ideals behind a lot of these things that don't work out, you know. And you know, like the EPA, for instance, you know, the EPA in design is to like benefit the environment. Like, doesn't that sound like a good thing? They don't always do the right thing, you know, like, and sometimes their decisions like fuck businesses over, but it's just like, you know, like it's a matter of ethics. It's not a matter like, yeah, it sucks sometimes. Like
a decision needs to be made. It's not always going to be the right decision, but one needs to be made, right? People can't just go, well, I don't know, and not fucking pull the trigger on anything.
I feel like I don't know, like how you responded a few times. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, bro. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm biased on one hand because I want tours to return so I can go to work and make decent money again. And on the other hand, I don't want to be putting people at risk of these tours that, you know, they're going in and getting sick, because we're going to see, you know, and this isn't a political show at fucking all, but you know, concerning humans and safety is an issue to everyone. But you don't,
and it is a public
it's going to be a matter
issue.
of greed and opening up and people being scared of killing their patrons and getting sued. And I think that's like the big reason that a lot of fans aren't allowed right now at sporting events, because you know, people like the Los Angeles Rams, they're scared to death of someone going to their stadium, seeing a game, getting COVID and dying. Not that we want anyone to die, but even on the greedy money sense, like, that's a big fucking issue on your hands. And I look at venues and I worry that my pay on a tour depends on how big the artist is and how well the tour does. If we can't have maximum capacity and sell out every venue, how can I ask for the same wage I was asking for 2 years ago when tours were selling out and going crazy? I mean, honestly, it was just a year ago that I was on tour doing really well, and now the shit's dead. As soon as I hit a peak where I had an artist that I loved working with, the shit died. So it's unfortunate, but dude, I can't wait till you guys get back out on the road so we can actually see you live, actually hang out with you. I think I owe you a lot of bud to smoke you out with.
Yeah, man, definitely. Get you down here.
We've already gone an hour and a half with you, my man, so we should probably wrap up. What Imposter Syndrome 2, the EP is due out April 23rd. I'm impatient as shit for it, as the rest of the fans are. Anything else you got going on you want to plug, or where can we find you on social media?
We got another single dropping on March 11th. It's got a crazy music video.
That's in like 6 days.
It's like 10 days.
The 11th is in 6 days, less than a week.
God damn. 18, 19, March.
Hey, Jamie, can this guy count? Okay.
11 days from now would be the 16th.
Shit. Hold on.
Is it on a Friday?
Man, Skaggs, you got some really good hash, my friend.
I did.
Yeah, Hashmaster. So you can find Skaggs at #Hashmaster.
Get it trending, people. I'm counting on you.
Yeah, you can find me SK4GGS on pretty much everything: Instagram, Twitter, Outline in Color, all spelled out. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
That's easy enough.
Yep, super easy stuff. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on all that good stuff. Shit. What else did you ask?
I don't know. Tell me anything about this single. Fucking lie to me. I don't care.
Oh, it's okay. We shot the music video in a commercial grow facility.
That's probably not a lie.
No, it's definitely not a lie.
Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. So I wonder if it's actually gonna have weed in it, or if it's just in the building. Probably got weed in it, huh?
Yeah, probably like more weed than anybody's seen in their life in it.
Probably the most weed ever featured in a post-hardcore band's music video.
That is so dope.
That is definitely a fact. I smoke more weed. No, I won't say that, but I can smoke with anybody.
I've smoked with a lot of post-hardcore bands, bro. They're not puffing big trees. You can. Palisades wasn't blowing trees. DGD didn't smoke me under the table. You got him.
Straight up, like I mean, I don't know who's fucking watching this that would be in, you know, a bigger band than me that smokes lots of weed. But if you think you smoke a lot of weed, you don't.
I'm looking at you, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg.
Dude, I'll take on Wiz, dude. I'll take on Snoop Dogg. Like, I don't care.
I feel like I could dab Wiz like out of the room, bro.
He only does blunts. Wiz only smokes blunts.
he said that he started doing dabs so that he could purposely compete with other people because he couldn't handle them at first. And I respect that because you have an image to uphold. I toured with a lot of reggae bands that didn't smoke. I always found it kind of weird. Fan question, is the video a new episode of the same storyline from the last couple videos?
It's not. Here's the teaser.
Oh my god.
Yep, you're straight in the rose. You're straight.
Look at
in
those
the
effects.
Rose.
Damn, do you want the viewer to look high, like, watching it? Wow, that's heavier than I expected.
Love it.
Was that the teaser video that you're gonna launch? It looks good.
Hell yeah.
It's got good
dude, that's
imaging.
so tight.
Exclusive. You saw it here first. You even got the big screen for it.
Shout out to Justin Wappa, Bitter Rose, everybody else that was in the chat rooms telling us what's
And
up.
shout out
tonight.
to Lola Bunny.
Shout out to Lola Bunny, Bunny Tits, bring it back.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Hashmaster,
Hashmaster.
hashtag Bunny Tits. Yeah, Hashmaster. Matt, where can they where they can find me at Brian of Death
Yeah, you know
on
what?
Twitter
Yeah.
and Instagram. And you can find my podcast, The Common Chaos Podcast, at thecommonchaos.net and The Common Chaos on Instagram and Twitter. I discuss my experience with COVID, my COVID chronicles. So if you guys are interested, check that out, commonchaos.net. New episode up tomorrow. Matt,
Hey, Brian,
where can
who's your favorite band? Who's your favorite band, Brian? You don't have to kiss ass. I'm asking you for real.
I don't want to say.
So I can't use this. All right.
Yeah,
good,
there you go.
Good
Perfect.
to know. Well, you know what? I tried. I went for the joke and it failed. All right, you can find me on Instagram and all these other social medias at iHateTheScene. For some ungodly reason, you can find me on Twitter at IH8TE the scene because some dumb son of a bitch stole our user tag.
Listen here, Peyton Carville. I understand that you wanted to take the username from us, and guess what? You fucking got it. You got it, and you're fucking.
But joke's on you because we doxed you, and I got your gamer tag, and I'm coming
We
out
doxed
instead.
Whoa.
This isn't a real person.
I got it. Yeah, it is. I got it from the Wikipedia page from Outline Gun.
What the?
I had to get a name real quick, and I went with that one because it was the first one that I came across on the list.
hell
I
is
didn't
that?
expect it to be like a mystery member, but
That if that was true, that just would have been wow.
apparently Peyton's got a history of stealing usernames.
No,
Who
no,
the hell
he's
is
just,
Peyton?
He played guitar for us for a little bit. He's just a really, really funny person, and that
You
would just
stole
be-
the name from
that would
his
be-
band.
Yeah,
Yeah, he just
I needed
pulled
a
it off our
name.
Wikipedia.
I needed a name real quick, so I went to it.
Oh man, that was good. You was
I
just
just went
like
I just
you
went to
could
a
have
tab.
picked any other name, and I would have been.
I
like,
do a
wow,
real
okay.
name. I do a real name every week. I don't
Oh,
tell
that's
Matt
smart.
who the name is. I just do a different real person's name every week and
That's
call him.
smart.
The
out.
funniest part
This
is he
bullshit.
never uses the actual dude's name that stole the fucking user tag. But like we've been trying to
'Cause
get
we don't
a
know
hold
who
of him
it
for
is.
years. It's some
We don't know who
asshole
the
in
fuck this
Hollywood,
kid is.
and he doesn't even tweet anymore.
He does it, and
Twitter's
he'll
the worst. Too.
he
You
blocks
can't,
us. He comes after our shit. So I just go after somebody every episode. Sometimes it's our own guest. I'll fucking go with them for it.
Man, that's hilarious. Will you give it back? Now that we're on live, will you give it back?
I've asked him nicely. You can catch us every single motherfucking Friday on Facebook.com/IHateTheScene, Twitch.tv/IHateTheScene, but most importantly, because I'm trying to feed my kids here, people, YouTube.com/C/IHateTheScene. Subscribe now, then rate, review, then unsubscribe, then resubscribe, then re-rate and re-review. Bitter Rose has a great review for us. Never heard of this cast before. Kind of hurts. Just came for Skaggs. Still hurts. I was a little apprehensive of having this many men on my screen. Doesn't hurt. At one time at first, but you guys are pretty funny. Thank you, Bitter Rose. I really appreciate that.
Hey, Bitter Rose, I bet you be having more dudes on your screen often, huh?
Wow. Yeah, definitely
Wow.
insult the new fan
And
you
she just
made.
clicked unsubscribe.
Yeah, wow. Just
She's
lost
doing what
300
Matt
viewers.
said. Matt told her-
go.
Matt told her to like, subscribe, then unsubscribe, and then redo it.
Does this make it any better for you, Bitter Rose, if I just like boot him and get rid of him? Anyways, you can click all these links. Please follow. I'm trying to feed people. Also, you can find all these links at iHateTheScene.com if you don't want to type them in individually.
Yeah, Spunk. I didn't get it either. Yeah,
You're
no,
still
I thought it
on
was just
that.
fucking- I
Space
thought it was
jump.
cum. I thought it was cum too.
Jump.
I tried to say shitty sauce when talking about Wingstop on Twitter, and autocorrect changed it to shorty sauce.
God damn it.
Shorty sauce. That just
What
seemed
is
extra sexual to me.
sauce? What is shorty sauce?
I don't know,
See,
but it's terrible.
Shorty sauce is the spunk sauce you get when you get Shorty on the end of like a 4-hour
But-
shift. He's super irritated, doesn't want to be at work anymore.
But if spunk is space junk, then what does that say about shorty?
Junk.
Well, he's clearly a space employee that works in the space restaurant.
You're assuming gender again, my friend.
I didn't assume
You-
gender. I
what-
said
hey,
employee.
what did I fucking tell you
I said
about
he's
that
an
shit,
employee.
Brian?
Oh, because I
You
said
just
he.
did it again. Man.
I try. You see, you know what?
I just
Pronouns, pal. Pronouns matter.
He, her, him, his,
They.
they, whatever.
I saw Taco Bell tweet at a non-binary person the other day, and they said they, and like when they were addressing them, and they were just like, man, props to Taco Bell for addressing my right pronoun. And I was like, damn, that is pretty fucking woke of Taco Bell.
On
You know-
Twitter, everyone's pronouns are in their bio, so
Yeah,
respect them.
I know, but like it's just kind of says something about whoever's running their account that they like actually clicked on the profile and were like,
Shouts
you
to
know,
Taco Bell.
Them and Wendy's have the fucking best Twitter
You
fucking
are
representatives
dying
for
to
sure.
be roasted by Wendy's.
Let's go, Wendy's. Bring it on. Listen, come on. Who else would you roast other than the roasting show? Like, what are you gonna do? I mean, what?
I mean, dude, 90% of our marketing is roasting
they-
bands that we
yeah.
collectively hate.
Hey, your goal, Skaggs, should get Wendy's to roast you. They're probably a fan. The chick, no doubt, the chick that does and I am assuming her gender because I'm 98% positive it is a girl, or that she looks
you
like
can't
a girl.
be
She
sure
might go,
anymore
they
in
are,
yeah,
2021,
they
bro.
are a girl.
that they are a girl. She might go by something else. I don't know. They might go by something else. I don't know. What I do know is that she's for sure a scene fan. I
And
bet you she
Wendy's
likes your
for
stuff.
sure digs today's Western. Just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Oh, bro, you could probably get a collab. You could
You could get a collab with bacon.
Yeah, a Western collab. Today's Western.
Big X on that.
Why? Are you?
I don't know. I didn't really like the whole Travis Scott thing. Not to like compare myself to Travis Scott by any means, but
Oh, no, go
I
ahead,
just
bro. It's
don't-
lit.
it's lit. No, I don't like the idea. I mean, it's a cool branding, marketing ploy, because McDonald's obviously had a massive network. Travis Scott has a massive network.
But think about it. You could get that illustrious.
You're not lying, Bitter Rose.
You could get
You're
that
not lying.
illustrious Wendy's card and get free Wendy's at any city you go to.
I'd rather have the Chipotle card.
That's a real card.
Yo, I
That's a
cashed
real
in on that
card.
card on Warped Tour. Oh my god.
Shut up! You didn't have that card.
I
No, he
didn't
doesn't
have
have
it.
it.
The
No,
person
you
with
got
us had
free.
the card.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, and even he didn't understand why he had the card because
That's
people like
usually how
DJ
it
Khaled and
works.
Beyonce had it.
That's usually how it works. Chipotle just gives it to people that they want to give it to. But
He thought that one of the CEO's daughters dug his YouTube channel.
It's like
That's
it's like the fucking American Express Black Card. They have to want you to have it.
Yeah, right. I guess. But it's good for a free burrito, free chips and guac, and a drink every single day.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Hey, do you like cake and ice cream? Because we always have cake and ice cream in our backstage area. It's a part of our green room, so if you stick around, you can eat some with us.
I
last words?
Don't. I really don't.
Good shit. Any last
More
words, shit
hash.
people?
Hash burgers.
Hash Master.
Hash Master.
Hey,
Okay,
appreciate
bye.
you, Skaggs. Thanks again.
Goodbye.
I knew I was fucked.